Hello, I'm Courtney, what's up? And today I'm going to be discussing the Mockingjay Part 2 movie. So I saw Mockingjay Part 2 on Wednesday actually. I went to this Mockingjay double feature and they showed Mockingjay Part 1 and 2. So I saw the movie 2 days before it was released, so what? I felt so cool, like, seeing it 2 days before. I was just like, oh my gosh, I've seen it before everyone else. What even? And I got this thing, and I also got this pin. If you see right here, it is the tribute, what, they do. The 3-finger tribute, and it's so cool. But Mockingjay Part 2 was so good. It was so good, and there was some scenes in this movie I was scared for, and some scenes I was hoping they were going to be really well, and those scenes were just beautiful, and just, it was so good. It wrapped up the series beautifully, and I loved it, and even though Catching Fire is still my favorite, Mockingjay Part 2 is definitely my second favorite. This was just a beautiful finale. Like, it wrapped up so beautifully, and when it ended, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's over, but it was so well done when it ended. It was like wrapping up a Christmas gift, and you got the beautiful wrapping paper, and you wrap it up beautifully, and then to make it even more beautiful, you put a little bow on top. That beautiful Christmas present is Mockingjay Part 2. So overall, Mockingjay Part 2 was wonderful. I loved it. It was just such a beautiful finale, and it was so good. So if you have not seen Mockingjay Part 2 yet and you do not want to be spoiled, I will leave now because I am about to go into a spoilery discussion. So goodbye, non-spoilery people. Bye! Okay, so Mockingjay Part 2, the movie. So Mockingjay Part 2 starts a little bit right where we left off with Mockingjay Part 1. And I'm really glad I went through this double feature because I wanted to rewatch Part 1. Because I hadn't seen Part 1 since I saw last year, so I was just like, I need to rewatch Part 1. So when Mockingjay Part 2 started, I was just like, this all makes sense. Katniss is getting her neck checked because, we got that good old Peeta and Katniss reunion, and Peeta almost kills her and chokes her to death, so she could barely talk, and it was so bruised and swollen, and it was disgusting. Poor Katniss, she did not see that coming with the whole Peeta ordeal, and I felt so bad, but it's not Peeta's fault because it's not him. Like, he didn't know what he was doing. He was told Katniss was bad. Watching Peeta in this movie was freaking me out because, in the book he's crazy. So obviously in the movie he's gonna be crazy. And he was crazy. Like, when Prim went in there to talk to him, that conversation, I was just like, oh my gosh, and I was just like, Prim, get out of there, and then he started yelling at her, and I felt so bad for Prim, because she had no idea what to do. I will say that is one of the scenes they did change, because that scene happened in the book, but it wasn't Prim who went in there, it was someone Peeta knew from his childhood, so I understand why they changed that, because why do you want to bring in a new character who's only in the book for like a couple pages? Like, just bring in someone we already know, and I'm really glad they brought in Prim, even though she's probably now scarred for life because of that. Katniss also went in there too at one point, but I don't remember what happened. I don't think it was good, obviously, because like, Peeta was told to hate Katniss, and I don't remember. I saw this movie 2 days ago, so like, don't remember much anymore. So throughout the beginning of this movie, Katniss is like, Snow's gotta pay for what he's done. I'm gonna go kill him. I want to go to the Capitol right now to assassinate him, but no. President Coin is just like, no, you don't need to do that. The Mockingjay needs to rest. You've done such a good job, and now here's your reward to go to sleep and stuff. But Katniss is just not buying this. It's just like, I gotta go kill President Snow. Obviously, I'm on Katniss' side because I'm just like, I want this President Snow guy to die, like, now. Like, President Snow, I hate him so much. So at Finnick and Annie's wedding, Katniss is talking to Joanna, and Joanna's like, oh, I heard that there's like a hovercraft like leaving tonight with I think medical supplies, and they're going to the Capitol, and like you should sneak on there and like go find the rebels and stuff. Like, go on that. Watching Joanna in this movie was, I don't know, she's not really there. Like, she's there in the beginning and then she's there in the end, and I wish Joanna was more in this movie because she's a really fun character. Like, she's funny, she's sassy, she kicks butt, and I really think she could have helped us a lot in the movie and also in the book, because she's not really there in the book either. But you know, she really couldn't do anything. She was so weak, so I mean, I understand why, but man, she could have helped us. Speaking of Finnick and Annie's wedding, that was so beautiful. But it was so short. Like, it was one scene and then it went to the wedding, and then it like the wedding was there for like a couple minutes, and then it just like switched. And I was just like, but the wedding! Finnick and Annie are just so beautiful, and Finnick, he should have lived. Just why? Why did he have to die? Just why? Watching Finnick die in this movie, oh my gosh, that was so sad. I was just freaking out. I was just like, and I knew he was coming too. Like, when they were climbing up the ladder and then he fell, I was just like, this is it. This is it. He's dying, but still I freaked out, and I was just like, no! I love Finnick Odair. He's forever in my heart. I wish he was alive. He's alive in my heart, but he's dead in the movie and the book. But alive in my heart! Sorry, got a little off topic there. Just Finnick. Finnick did not deserve to die. I will never understand why Finnick dies. Like, just, if I could bring someone back from the dead, I'm picking Finnick Odair. So Katniss leaves, and okay, her going through this hovercraft thing of Bob, I think she was trying to go for a disguise, but it did not work. Literally, she was just looking down on the ground and just would make sure no one was there, and then keep walking. I was just like, how in the world did someone not notice her? But it's okay. She made it on there, so I mean, doesn't matter anymore. So she's on there, and she sits there, and then she arrived at the Capitol, and then I guess she wasn't trying to like not let people notice her, but she like, when she gets off the thing, she's like looking down and everyone's just staring at her, and I bet she was just thinking, don't look at me, don't look at me. I bet everyone's looking at me. And I guess now thinking about it, I guess she somehow contacted Gale, or what, I don't know, because she got there and then Gale was there and he was like, oh, finally you're here. And I was just like, wait, he knew she was coming, so I don't know. I guess she contacted him some way. I don't know, but he knew and everything worked out fine, so I don't care. We got Squad 451, and 451 reminded me of Fahrenheit 451. By the way, I hate that book. It's so bad. I'm praying for you if you have to read that book. It's just, ugh, it's bad. We got Boggs and Katniss, Lieutenant Jackson, and those sisters, and Pollux and his brother, and then Finnick shows up, and it's just Squad! And Peeta comes along too, because like, after they were like at that house, like the truck comes and Peeta gets out. And it was so sad when Peeta got out, and he's looking down on the ground and he's whispering to himself, my name is Peeta Millark and I am from District 12. And he's just repeating that over and over to let him know who he is and where he's from. And so I guess he was saying that for making him not go insane, and just poor Peeta! Oh my gosh, after Peeta comes and they're all in the building and Katniss calls him a capital mutt. I was just like, oh, you did not just call him a capital mutt. Poor Peeta. I felt so bad for him. I was just like, Peeta, it's okay. I'm here. I will not call you that. That person the Capitol made you is not you. That's not him. Because he didn't know what he was doing. It's literally just like Dorian from Throne of Glass almost. Dorian had the collar and had no idea what he was doing because he did not remember anything, and so all his actions were because of the collar, and that is the exact same thing Peeta is going through, except Tracker Jacker Venom, and it's not Peeta. I like that little talk Katniss and Peeta have during the nighttime. Well, I think I liked it. I think it ended badly though, because one of them said something and then Katniss left. So, never mind. Okay, so when they leave and they're walking around and they have the hollow, and so they have to look for pods. Okay, so it was crazy about how much pods there were because they had the hollow and the hollow could tell how many pods there were, and there was like pods like every 10 feet, and I was just like, how in the world did the Capitol get all of these planted? But you know, they're walking, they see pods, throw something in there, and the machine guns go boom 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 boom, and that's when we get the tar scene, and oh my gosh, that scene, I didn't even see it coming. I don't think it even was tar. Like, it was some weird black gooey stuff. Oh my gosh, that's when Boggs dies, and I forgot he died. And when, I don't remember what happened, but then he was on the ground injured, I was just like, oh my gosh, Boggs dies. I meant Boggs. And I was just like, oh my gosh, he's dying right now. And I was just like, what even? I can't believe I forgot that. Like, man, I can't believe he died too. Because he could have really helped us. Because he knew how to use that hollow thingy-bob. And I guess Katniss knew how to use it too. But Boggs was pro. It was funny after the whole tar thing. And Lieutenant Jackson's like, give me the hollow, and Katniss just like, he decided to meet, and Lieutenant Jackson's just like, what? When the girl, one of the sisters, stepped on the thing and all the tar came out, that was crazy. And then that guy, he got into the tar, and it was like electrocuting, and then it was like spider webs almost. And then Katniss and Peeta start fighting, and I was just like, what even? Katniss and Peeta's relationship in this movie was just, it was crazy. It was so sad when, I don't remember what they were doing. I think they were trying to look for a way out after the tar thing, because then the peacekeepers came, and then they were in that house, and they were like, we need to go now. And it was so sad because Pollux, like, they were going underground and stuff, and that's where he like spent time. I felt so bad. I love Pollux so much, and the actor who plays him, he plays Foggy on Daredevil, and I love Daredevil, so every time he came up, I was just like, Foggy! But I did feel super bad for him because, you know, he had like traumatizing experiences where they were going, but I love the comforting words his brother says to him, being like, it's gonna be okay, like, you can do it, and I was just like, that's so nice. So they're going through there, and then, you know, then we're at the sewers, and then we get the whole lizard butt situation. I wasn't ready for it, even though I knew it was coming. When they were going through that little passageway that Pollux found, and they were like, okay, let's go like this way, and Lieutenant Jackson is standing there with her gun, I was just like, the lizard mutants are coming any second now, and then boom, lizard mutants everywhere. Okay, so these lizard mutants, okay, they're like gonna be the source of my nightmares now. Like, they were so creepy. But I was surprised that I actually did not look away. Like, when the first one showed up and like started attacking Lieutenant Jackson, I was just like, oh, and I literally went just like that. But I never looked away, because I actually wasn't that scared of them. Like, they didn't really get up close to their face. Like, I could actually watch it and be fine. But when that first one showed up, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then that's when Finnick dies. Oh, that was so sad. He was just, he fell, and then they were all there, and then just tore him to pieces. And he was yelling for Katniss, but Katniss, she couldn't do anything, because then she would have died for almost like the third time. Okay, Katniss literally almost dies like twice in this movie. One, when they're at District 2 and the guy shoots her, but obviously her suit is bulletproof. And the second time was when the whole Charho deal, because peacekeepers didn't find them, so they all assumed they were dead, but they assumed too quickly. Like, why did they immediately assume that they were dead? Like, why? It was so intense after the scene with the lizard months, because then they get out and there are peacekeepers right then, right there, and they have to run and beat them up, and then they're running, and if a light shines on them, it can make like them dissolve, and one of the guys does get dissolved. And they're running, and then the ground is falling apart, and then when they get out, Peter just like stays there on the ground, and then Katniss, I think she says, stay with me, like stay alive, and then kisses him, and I was just like, yes, Everlark! I loved that Everlark scene. It was so nice. And also, I don't think I mentioned this, but there's an Everlark scene before the lizard months when they're like sleeping and stuff. And that was really, really nice. Then we meet Tigress, and her makeup was so cool. And I felt so bad for her because she was like, oh, President Snow didn't think I was beautiful. And I was just like, oh, why would he think that? You are beautiful. And now we finally get the scene with Peter and Gale, and I remembered this scene from the book, and Gale's like, Katniss is gonna pick who she can't survive without, and Katniss is just like, what? And then like, chaos comes again. This whole plan of theirs, I didn't really get. Like, okay, Katniss and Gale were gonna go to the mansion, because President Snow was like, everyone in the capital right now, go to the mansion, we're gonna help, like, give you food, shelter, water, clothes, everything you need will be here at the mansion. And Katniss and Gale were gonna go, and I just didn't understand. I think I didn't understand because, like, when they get recognized, like, Katniss was just wearing a cloak, and Gale was wearing a cloak too, and just the hood was over their heads, so I was just like, this isn't gonna help. I think in the book they had more of a disguise, but they didn't in this. But it's okay, because they didn't get caught. They go to the Capitol, and then the bomb thingies drop, and that was so sad with the kids. Like, they were taking the Capitol kids away, and I felt so bad. And then the kids were so happy seeing those things fall down, and then, boom! They're dead! And I was just like, what? Before all this, Gale is captured, and I think that capture was on purpose. Cause then, afterward, after like Prim dies and everything, like, Candace was asking, was those bombs ours? So, I don't know if he was actually captured, like, by the Capitol, or like, those were fakes, and he like, went to do the bombs. But, I guess we'll never know. When Katniss saw Prim, and then the bombs dropped again, and just, it's boom. It was so sad, but I thought that scene was really quick. Like, it kind of just happened, and then Katniss does freak out in the end, but Katniss did not freak out right then. But she did, like, get burned, so never mind. But still, I mean, she could have freaked out in her sleep. After Katniss gets healed and everything, she wants to go see President Snow, and that discussion they had was very interesting, and there's all these white roses, and you know, President Snow keeps coughing up blood, and just, it was a really interesting talk, and I was just like, interesting. And so before the execution, we get this whole talk about having a Hunger Games for the children, right? And so I'm all like, yes and no, because yes, I want these capital children to feel the pain that Katniss and Peeta and everyone else had to go through. But no, because, like, it's gonna just start everything up again. Like, you'll have another war, and all these problems you just had will start up again. And so, Finnick's dead. I meant Annie says no, Peeta says no, Johanna says yes, Beanie says no, I think, that other chick says yes, I think, and then it comes down to Katniss and Haymitch, and they both say yes. And did they say yes in the book? Because I don't think they did, but who knows? I mean, it's not like the Hunger Games isn't gonna happen anyway, because Coin dies. Then the day comes for Snow to die, and that was awesome. Katniss in her suit, and she's walking down, and they got the drums beating, and then all the rebels are behind her, and it was awesome. And then she gets up there, Snow just has a smile on his face, because I think Snow knew Katniss was not going to kill him. Same with Plutarch. I also think he knew she wasn't going to kill him, and I think he also knew that she was going to kill Coin. She draws her arrow, it's all quiet and serious, she's looking at President Snow, and it literally looks like she's gonna kill him, and then, boom! President Coin dies! Watching this movie, I realized that I didn't like President Coin. I don't remember if I liked her in the book or not, but watching part 1 and 2, I was just like, man, I hate President Coin! President Coin falls and dies, and then all the rebels go and kill President Snow. But then he started coughing up blood. But then the rebels just ran and helped him kill him even more. I feel like Katniss knew that the rebels should kill Snow, because Snow did not just ruin her life, he ruined everyone's, so they deserve to kill him also. But Katniss is pulled away and thrown in jail, and I was really confused by that, because did she go to jail in the book? Because I don't remember that. But it's not like she was put on trial or anything, so I mean, it's all fine. Haymitch comes with this letter from Plutarch, and Plutarch's like, hey, if you want to escape and start this new life, I got this one-way ticket for you. And Katniss doesn't accept because I don't remember why. I really don't remember that whole letter ordeal, but I mean, it was nice. A nice little moment between Katniss and Haymitch. I love Haymitch so much. Oh my gosh. You can't top Haymitch. He's wonderful. And then everyone's saying goodbye. Katniss says goodbye to Effie, and so, and Katniss and Haymitch are gonna leave together, and then Haymitch and Effie are saying goodbye, and they say these really cute things to each other, and then he kisses her on the cheek, and then they kiss on the lips. Haymitch and Effie, which is Hayfie, is a huge thing in the Hunger Games fandom, and when I was watching Mockingjay Part 1, they were flirting all the time, and I was just like, oh my gosh, if Hayfie does not become a thing in Mockingjay Part 2, I'm gonna be so mad. But it became a thing. They kissed on the cheek and the lips, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Thank you, Francis Lawrence, for making this a true thing. So Katniss and Haymitch leave, and they go back to District 12, and they live in the Victor's Village. And it was so nice when Katniss, she went hunting, and she comes back, and Peeta is there planting flowers, and he tells her he's sorry about Prim, and I just love that hug. I love that conversation, and I'm so glad they added that in. It was so upsetting seeing Katniss freak out when she saw Buttercup, and how she was just like, she's dead, she's not here, she's gone, so just leave, she's not coming back, and that was just a very sad scene. I love how Katniss and Peeta get the letter from Annie, and it describes how everything's going and stuff, and she sends a picture of her and her son, and I love that. And then Katniss, Haymitch, and Peeta all eating dinner and watching the TV of seeing Commander Paler become president, and it was so nice. And then we have the end, and Peeta asks Katniss, do you love me? Real or not real? And Katniss is just like, real. And it's so beautiful. And then we have the epilogue, and I think the scene I was scared for most was the epilogue, because the Mockingjay epilogue is my favorite epilogue I've ever read. Like, I have not read an epilogue where it has beaten the Mockingjay epilogue, so when the epilogue started, I was so scared for it, but it was just so spot on and beautiful. It was funny with Peeta's hair though, because it's like in front of his face and so blonde, and I was just like, okay Peeta, you need better hairstyle skills. I loved how Katniss was holding the baby, and the baby starts crying, and Katniss is like, oh, were you having a nightmare? I have nightmares too, and when you're older, I'll tell you about those nightmares. And then she says it. She says the very last line in the book, there are much worse games to play, and I just love that line, and I loved that little talk she gave to the baby, and just, it was so beautiful. And then the screen goes black, and it says The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 2, and then it's over, and I was clapping, I was just like, that was so beautiful. Man, I can't believe it's over. Like, I always look forward to in the summertime, like at the beginning of summer, of making trailer reactions for these movies, but I'm not gonna do that next year. But they're making, like, I think they're making Hunger Game prequels, but it won't be the same. So those are my overall thoughts and feels on Mockingjay Part 2, and I hope you enjoyed this review, because I love this movie. It was so beautiful, and I'm gonna love this movie series forever. Please share your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you overall think on this movie? Did you like it? Did you not? Favorite scene? Do you think it wrapped up well? Did you like the ending? Just how much are you gonna miss these movies? Just comment all your feels in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more videos that have to deal with the Hunger Games, I will leave a link down below to my Hunger Games playlist, and you should definitely click that subscribe button down below. I'm Courtney, and I will see you all next time with a new video up soon, so I will see you then. So goodbye, yo!